The Houston Rockets don't need any advice from me, but they're going to get it anyway. And my advice is this: trade James Harden now. If you know the movie Slapshot, then you know the reference I'm making when I say trade me right bleeping now. Because that's what James Harden is saying. And if it wasn't 100% clear before, it was clear when he didn't show up to work out on Sunday, and the new coach of the Rockets, Stephen Silas, referred to it as a holdout. Of all the notes I saw yesterday, that was the most important one. Because it had been described by everyone up until that point as, well, Harden just hasn't reported yet. And every once in a while, you'll get that. A guy hasn't reported. He's got a family situation. He's got this. He's got that. We're in a pandemic. It's a shortened off season. There were any number of reasons why you could plausibly say James Harden hadn't reported yet, and it wasn't a holdout. But the new coach of the Rockets didn't bother saying that. He said it's a holdout. James Harden is holding out. And there is one hard, fast rule in the NBA, and that is when the superstar wants out, the superstar gets out. Look it up. Davis, Anthony. Anthony, Carmelo. James, LeBron. These guys go. And the next one to go is going to be James Harden. And he wants to go to Brooklyn. And if he can't find a way to get to Brooklyn, then he's going to go someplace else. And I've got some reporting that's come down since we first came on here from Tim McMahon and Woj. James Harden has indicated to the Houston Rockets before the beginning of training camp he would be open to a trade to the 76ers or possibly other contenders, sources told ESPN. Harden, the perennial MVP candidate who's holding out a training camp, previously requested to be traded to the Nets to form a super team with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. I will say this. James Harden, depending on what the trade looks like, becomes the most important player in the Eastern Conference starting this minute. Because if he winds up on either of those teams, again, depending on what they have to give up to get him, that becomes the team to beat in the East. If he gets traded to Brooklyn, and that trade doesn't include Kyrie Irving, actually, let me say it this way. If he gets traded to Brooklyn, even if that trade includes Kyrie Irving, I believe Harden and Durant become the team to beat in the East. If he gets traded to Philadelphia, and that trade doesn't include Simmons or Embiid, then I believe the Sixers become the team to beat in the East. So James Harden, who is currently disgruntled and technically a member of the Houston Rockets, is officially the most important player in the Eastern Conference right now. And again, my unsolicited advice to the Rockets is just trade him. This will not get better, it will get worse. And obviously he's done great things there. You've had a great relationship, but it's over. In the NBA, when these things end, they end. And the best thing you can do is move on as quickly as possible. Because the longer it goes, every day that goes by, the Rockets, I believe, lose a little tiny bit of leverage. So I think because he can make it uglier and uglier and worse by not showing up, and who knows what he'll start to say. So they need to make a deal quickly. I will not be surprised. In fact, I'll go the other way. I will be surprised if that is not a deal that we hear about being done. Just follow Woj's Twitter feed. There will be a Woj bomb at some point in the next, call it 2 weeks, that starts with the words, superstar James Harden has been traded to the. And the question is, what words come after the? It could be Nets, it could be 76ers, it could be somebody else. But that's my advice to you, Houston. Trade this guy. He's already gone. You just don't know it yet.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.